Hi, welcome back to Paul and Asian Hippie. Today, our third video of the week. I'm not going back so far. Although the song was originally released in 2003, I'm only going back to the actual performance of this song, which I'm going to show you today, from 2010. And the reason I'm choosing the performance year and not the release year is because that year had a significant impact on my life. As you will see later in the video. So let's get on with it. As I said, we're going back to 2010 because it was a very significant year for me. If you stay to the end, you'll understand why. And it is very worthwhile listening. Now, the band is called Muse, and they are an English rock band formed in 1994. The band consists of Matt Bellamy, lead guitars and vocals, and sometimes the keyboards as well. Chris Wolstenholme, bass guitar and backing vocals. Now, his bass playing to me and the attitude he brings to the bass is got to be ranking up there with the best. With the best. I love watching him perform. And of course, on drums and percussion was Dominic Howard. The song we're going to look at is a performance at Wembley Stadium, UK, and it's Hysteria. It was released in 2003 as a third single from their third studio album, Absolution. It reached number 17 on the UK singles chart, number 9 in the US on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart. And as I said, this performance and the year we're looking at was at Wembley Stadium in 2010. Now, let me remind you before we jump into it, subscribe, like, important to like, comment in the comment section. Tell me whether you like Muse. You, if you're into bass, you will love this song. Okay, so let's get into it straight away. Muse at Wembley Stadium in 2010. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Absolutely terrific. What a live band. I've seen them, not in person, but I've seen them on recording at Glastonbury, and what a terrific set it was. And that Wolstenholme, the bass player, I actually saw him smoking a pipe whilst playing that song. I think it was that song, but whilst playing a terrific bass riff live at Glastonbury, on stage at Glastonbury. Okay, so that was 2010, that performance. What happened that was so significant to me? Well, I started to have, I'd already started with health problems in not 2007 when I had my first heart attack, but in 2010 I had a second heart attack. Now, the first heart attack, it gave me, it triggered an autoimmune disease. It's a disease that they used to call it the old woman's disease, because older women, after a significant health issue, such as severe flu, would suddenly wake up one morning and be unable to move. The joints were terrible. Well, it triggered it in me, and I couldn't get my arms high enough. Well, if I could get out of bed, once I got out of bed, I could not get my arms high enough to open the door. It was that painful. It was that debilitating. Now, obviously, I thought a month after my heart attack, I'd read all the statistics, which you should never do, by the way, which suggests that so many or so few people actually survive their first heart attack. I think that's a lot of conjecture, because I think a lot more people do survive than what the statistics say. So I immediately thought, oh God, this is it. My body's closing down, shutting down. I'm going to be one of them statistics. Anyway, it turned out, after many, many tests and about 6 weeks of being struggling to get out of bed, hardly being able to move, pain throughout my body. My feet were the worst. It was like I'd got somebody put pebbles in my shoes and made me walk a marathon. It was horrendous. One day the doctor says there is one more test we can do, and if this is positive, then it is what it is. I'm going to put you on steroids. So he dispensed some steroids, prednisolone. I went home, took my first dose, and with half an hour, I could climb the stairs again. It was a miraculous drug. I was still in pain. I still had a lot of pain, but my mobility was a lot better. Now, that was the positive test for this disease, which is called polymyalgia rheumatica. Now, in the older women, it used to very often burn itself out after 3 years, 3 or 4 years, and they'd be back to normal. With me, they've told me I will be suffering from it for the rest of my life now. But with the prednisolone, with the steroids, and I've reduced the amount of steroids, I do get some mobility, so I can manage. I can manage. What it actually is the autoimmune system attacks the lubrication in your joints, sees it as a foreign body. So obviously, without the lubrication, your joints just are not viable. Now, unfortunately, daily steroids, and I've been on steroids every single day since 2007 now. It brings other issues, and one of them is I now have steroid induced. It's called steroid induced diabetes, and of course, obviously, that brings its own issues. In 2010, I also had my second heart attack, which wasn't quite so severe as the first one, but it did mean they had to put stents in to open up my arteries. Now, obviously, you can think, I thought at this point, maybe 18 months at the most. I thought I was on my way out, which is easy to do. So, what happened in 2010 around the world? There was a 7 magnitude earthquake which struck Haiti. Is that how you say it? Haiti? On January the 12th, causing widespread death and destruction with an estimated 230,000 fatalities. In Chile, I remember this, everybody was glued to the TV screens all around the world. 33 miners were trapped underground for 69 days. Uh, and as I say, their rescue captivated the world. I think what they did, if I remember rightly, is they drilled a borehole down into the cavern where they was trapped. Introduced a lift into it, and one by one they were all brought back to the surface. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now the World Cup, the Football World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, was held in South Africa, and it was won by Spain. And it marked the first time the event was ever hosted on the African continent. Wikipedia released a large number of classified US military and diplomatic documents, and it sparked controversy and debate about transparency and national security. So, quite an eventful year, certainly for me. The next year became even more dramatic, and I will search out a song from 2011 just so that you can hear how my health situation got even worse. So there's always hope, and you can always hopefully push on. Now then, please come back and see me again. I do enjoy doing this. I love you all, and I'll see you all very, very soon. You take care now. Bye bye.